The Zephyrian delegation had arrived with fanfare and ceremony, their crystalline vessels shimmering like jewels against the star-speckled void. Ambassador Kithara adjusted her bioluminescent ceremonial robes as she gazed through the observation deck of Harmony Station, humanity's newest diplomatic outpost. Everything had proceeded exactly according to protocol. Remarkable, breathed Dr. Sarah Chen, the xenobiologist assigned to the first contact team. Their ships are grown, not built. Living crystal matrices that respond to thought patterns. Kethara's translator hummed softly as it processed the human's words. The Zephyrians had been studying human languages for cycles, ever since detecting the strange electromagnetic signatures emanating from the third planet of this unremarkable system. What they'd found had intrigued them, a species that had somehow achieved faster than light travel, despite being confined to a single world for most of their existence. Your people show great promise, Kethara said, her voice carrying the melodic undertones that marked her as nobility among her kind. The galactic confluence would welcome humanity as junior partners. Your technological development, while primitive, shows fascinating innovation. Captain Marcus Rodriguez, the station commander, maintained his diplomatic smile even as something cold settled in his stomach. Junior partners? Of course, Kethara continued, seemingly oblivious to the shift in atmosphere. You would be protected, guided by more advanced civilizations. Your aggressive tendencies could be managed. Your expansion limited to approved sectors. It's quite generous considering your species' violent history. Dr. Chen's tablet chimed, softly as she reviewed the cultural data they'd exchanged. Her face paled. Captain, she whispered, according to their records, every species they've welcomed has had their military capabilities severely restricted. Some have been relocated, entirely from their homeworlds. The Zephyrian delegation, 12 beings that resembled walking prisms with flowing energy patterns instead of faces, seemed to shimmer with what their AI translator interpreted as amusement. Do not concern yourselves with such matters, Kethara said. The transition is always uncomfortable at first, but you will find peace under confluence protection. Captain Rodriguez's hand moved almost imperceptibly to his wrist communicator. 3 quick taps, the emergency signal he'd hoped never to use. I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding, he said carefully. Humanity doesn't seek protection. We seek partnership among equals. The energy patterns within Kethara's crystalline form shifted to what the translator registered as mild irritation. Equality is earned, Captain Rodriguez. Your species has existed in space for less than a standard cycle. The confluence has maintained galactic peace for 10,000 of your years. Peace through subjugation, Dr. Chen said, her scientific curiosity now edged with indignation. Your own data shows 17 species completely absorbed into confluence territory, their original cultures erased. Cultural integration is a natural process, Kethara replied, her tone growing cooler. Primitive societies must evolve or face extinction. We offer evolution. The lights on Harmony Station flickered once, a prearranged signal that Captain Rodriguez's message had been received and understood. Somewhere in the darkness beyond the station, ancient protocols were being activated. I see, Captain Rodriguez said, standing slowly. And if we decline your generous offer? For the first time, Kethara's bioluminescent patterns displayed what the translator interpreted as genuine surprise. Decline? Captain, I think you misunderstand the nature of this encounter. This is not a negotiation. The confluence has already approved humanity's integration. Our fleet will arrive within the next planetary rotation to begin the transition process. The observation deck's main view screen activated without command, displaying long-range sensors. Dozens of crystalline ships had materialized at the edge of the system, vessels that dwarfed Harmony Station and anything humanity had yet built. As you can see, Kethara continued, resistance would be inadvisable. Dr. Chen gripped her tablet tighter, watching the sensor readings. Each Zephyrian vessel registered energy outputs that could crack a planet's crust. Captain, she breathed, Their smallest ships outgun our entire fleet." "Indeed," Cathara said, having overheard. "Your vessels are impressive for such a young species, but they remain within conventional technological parameters. Kinetic weapons, fusion drives, electromagnetic shields, all very predictable." Captain Rodriguez walked to the view screen, studying the imposing fleet. Behind him, the Zephyrian delegation waited with the patience of those accustomed to victory. "You know," he said conversationally, "you're absolutely right about our technology being predictable, conventional, almost primitive, really." He turned back to face Cathara. "The thing is, Ambassador, you've made one crucial miscalculation. And what might that be? You assumed this was our fleet." The space around the Zephyrian vessels suddenly erupted in weapons fire, not from the direction of human space, but from everywhere at once. Massive signatures materialized from apparent nothingness as adaptive camouflage systems disengaged. The UHSS Retribution, humanity's first true dreadnought, uncloaked directly above the Zephyrian flagship, its hull bristling with weapons that had never appeared in any database the Confluence possessed. Cathara's crystalline form flared with patterns the translator couldn't interpret. "Impossible!" Our sensors detected no stealth technology, Captain Rodriguez explained as more human vessels materialized throughout the enemy formation. "Something we developed after learning that the galaxy wasn't as friendly as we'd hoped. You see, Ambassador, when you're a young species surrounded by ancient civilizations, you learn to be very, very careful. The Retribution's main guns spoke once. The Zephyrian flagship simply ceased to exist. You studied our electromagnetic signatures, our language, our history," the captain continued as chaos erupted on the view screen. "But you overlooked something important. Humans don't just innovate. We innovate specifically to kill things that try to kill us first." Throughout the system, the battle was already over. Zephyrian vessels designed for subjugating primitive species found themselves outmaneuvered by ships that had been built with the assumption that everything in the galaxy wanted humanity dead. Cathara's delegation stood in stunned silence as their mighty fleet was systematically dismantled. This cannot be. You are a young species. You should be grateful for our guidance." "Maybe," Captain Rodriguez said, watching the last Zephyrian vessel surrender. "But humans have a saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. We tried speaking softly first." He activated his communicator. "Admiral Chen, this is Harmony Station. First contact protocols have concluded. Please inform Earth that the Terran Defense Force is cleared to begin diplomatic operations." As the surviving Zephyrian vessels limped away under escort, Cathara's patterns dimmed to what the translator registered as profound confusion. "What are you?" Captain Rodriguez smiled. Not the diplomatic smile he'd worn before, but something with considerably more teeth. "We're humans, Ambassador, and we're very pleased to meet you." The galaxy, it seemed, was about to get much more interesting